They said no one ever sees the ghost twice. But Oliver Crane knew what he saw that night on the train. The blood. The scream. The diamonds scattered across the floor. And then, nothing. Just silence. Just him. Hours before that, Oliver was simply a quiet man with a love for trains. Oliver Crane loved trains. As a child of 10, he would spend hours sketching steam engines and memorizing train routes. As a child of 10, he would spend hours sketching steam engines and memorizing train routes. Now, at 53, not much had changed. He still detested airplanes, too fast, too high, and altogether unnatural, and buses made him nauseous. But trains? They were big, thunderous, rhythmic creatures that rumbled through the land like dragons of steel. So, on the night of September 14th, Oliver was deeply content as he settled into his seat aboard the midnight train from Stockholm to Kemi, a 10-hour ride across the deep woodlands of northern Finland. I've got my novel, my magazine, he smiled to himself, sliding both into the pocket of the seat. And there's a decent dining car too. He glanced at his watch. 2 weeks of peaceful holiday awaited him with old friends in Kemi. There weren't many passengers on board that evening. Oliver had a carriage to himself, a rare luxury he deeply appreciated. He didn't like interruptions, especially not from loud or erratic strangers. Most travelers slept through night journeys, but not Oliver. He preferred to sit by the window, read slowly, and watch the dark forests and endless lakes sweep past under the moonlight. After a quiet dinner of fish stew and rye bread in the restaurant car, Oliver returned to his carriage. He eased into his window seat, cracked open his novel, and let his eyes drift occasionally toward the moonlit silhouettes of trees. By the time the train halted at a small, dimly lit station called Kovara, it was nearly midnight. Oliver peered out but saw no one. Not even a dog. The station platform was ghostly empty. Moments later, as the train chugged away into the darkness again, the door of Oliver's carriage slid open. A pair of passengers entered, a young man and a young woman. The woman's voice burst into the silence. "Leo. You can't do this to me," she snapped, slamming the door shut. The man, Leo, let out a bitter laugh and sank into the seat across from her. Oliver flinched. He was a gentle, quiet man with a soft voice and soft clothes. The sudden noise grated on him. "Young people," he muttered silently, "always so loud." He marked his book page and closed his eyes, trying to ignore them. But their conversation grew more intense. "I love you, Leo," the woman said in a strained whisper. "You're my half-brother. But that doesn't give you the right to steal from me. Give me back my necklace. Now." Oliver opened one eye. He hadn't meant to eavesdrop, but her voice trembled, with fear, not anger. Leo chuckled again, cruel and calm. "No, Isla. I'm returning to Belarus soon. And I'm taking the diamonds with me." He removed his hat and dropped it on the seat. "You married rich." "I didn't. That necklace means nothing to you, just another trophy from your husband's estate. To me, it's survival." Oliver studied Isla. She had thick, dark curls and deep, worried eyes. Her pale face was filled with anguish. Leo, in contrast, had sharp features, eyes like cold needles, and a thin, hungry smile. "Please," Isla whispered, leaning forward. "You came to our dinner tonight. You smiled at my husband, at me. Then you sneaked into my room and took the necklace. That was our grandmother's, passed to me as a wedding gift." She began trembling. If he finds out, my husband will be furious. I'm terrified of what he might do. Leo's eyes glinted. He slowly drew his hand from his coat pocket and opened it. The necklace gleamed under the dim carriage light, a cascade of diamonds shimmering like captured stars. Oliver sat frozen. For a moment, there was no sound except the trum of the train speeding through the frostbitten night. He tried reading again but couldn't focus. His eyes flicked to Leo's smug expression. Such beautiful stones, Leo mused. I could live comfortably for months. Give them back. Isla pleaded, barely above a whisper. Please. I beg you. He'll kill me. Leo leaned back. Go home, dear sister. Face your monster of a husband. I'm not returning them. There was a sudden flash of silver in Isla's hand. A long, narrow blade glinted. Oliver's heart leapt into his throat. Give me my necklace, Leo, she said in a broken cry. Oh, I swear I'll do something I can't undo. Leo laughed one final time. Such drama. You won't. But he never finished. The knife came down in one swift, desperate arc. Leo let out a shriek, not of fear, but of pain, and collapsed across the seat. The red of the cushion began to bloom, dark and wet. The necklace clattered from his limp hand onto the floor. Isla stood frozen, the knife still in her shaking hand. Then she dropped it. Her whisper was haunting. No. Leo, come back. I didn't mean to. Blood soaked the floorboards. Oliver could barely breathe. His mouth hung open but no sound emerged. He rose slowly and edged toward the carriage door. Isla didn't even glance at him. Once in the corridor, Oliver ran. He found the guard at the rear of the train. There's been an accident, he gasped. A woman stabbed her brother. Please, come quickly. They returned together in under a minute. But the carriage was empty. No Leo. No Isla. No blood. No knife. No necklace. Only Oliver's bags, hat, and coat, exactly as he left them. Oliver blinked in confusion. The blood was gone. So were the siblings. Even the necklace had vanished. I don't understand, he stammered. They were just here. She had a knife. She stabbed him. There was blood, a lot of it. You must believe me. The train guard looked him over, expression unreadable. A knife, sir? Yes. Long, silver blade. The brother took her diamonds, and she killed him. The guard slowly nodded. Did the girl say her name was Isla? Oliver's breath caught. Yes. Isla. Isla Vikland. Do you know her? The guard hesitated, then gave a dry, tired chuckle. Know her? In a way, yes. And no. He leaned closer. You're not the first one to see them. Oliver's lips parted but no words came. The guard sighed. Isla Viklan was half Finnish, half Belarusian. Her father was a wealthy landowner back in the early 20th century. Had too many wives. Too many children. And far too many secrets. Leo was her half-brother from a Russian mistress. A bitter man, always chasing shortcuts to fortune. Oliver felt the blood drain from his face. They were real, then? Once? Oh, yes, the guard said. 80 years ago. Leo stole Isla's heirloom necklace, a rare diamond set that had belonged to their grandmother. When Isla confronted him during a journey to Kemi, he laughed at her. She carried a kitchen knife from her cabin. She stabbed him. Killed him right there. And then she panicked. As the story goes, she jumped off the train into the night. They say she broke her neck on the rocks near the track. The air inside the train suddenly felt colder. That's impossible, Oliver whispered. She was real. I saw her. I heard her. I believe you, the guard replied calmly. Someone sees them almost every year, around this time. September 14th. They come back. Same fight. Same ending. He paused. Some say it's because the diamonds were never recovered. Others believe it's guilt that keeps her spirit bound to this train. Oliver felt faint. The smell of blood still lingered in his nose, even though there was none. The guard gave a small, sympathetic smile. Come. You need something to warm your nerves. Without another word, Oliver followed him to the back of the train. They sat in the crew's lounge as the black countryside rushed by. The guard poured him a glass of vodka. Oliver usually didn't drink, but tonight was different. He took a sip. Warm fire slid down his throat. The guard continued, You know, Isla had a terrible life. Her father disowned her after she married. Her husband, a cold aristocrat from Italy, didn't love her, only her name. Carl, Leo, kept coming around for money. Eventually, even her husband cut her off financially, blaming her for her brother's greed. So she was alone, Oliver muttered. Completely, said the guard. And desperate. Which is why that happened. The train rattled on, pushing through the vast frozen dark. Oliver stayed with the guard the rest of the night. He didn't return to his carriage. Even after 2 vodkas and endless quiet stories, sleep didn't come. Whenever he closed his eyes, he saw the flash of the knife. Heard Isla's trembling cry. When the train finally pulled into Kemi, the morning sun was a pale ghost behind the mist. Oliver's friends welcomed him warmly. They noticed how pale he looked, but he simply said, didn't sleep much on the train. They gave him quiet days. Long walks by icy lakes, hot saunas, calm forests. Slowly, the fear faded. But when it was time to return to Stockholm, Oliver chose the bus. It was slow. Crowded. Smelled of diesel and wet coats. But he was content. He knew one thing for certain now. He never wanted to ride that night train again. Did this ghost story keep you on the edge of your seat? Let us know in the comments, what would you have done if you were on that train? Like if you enjoyed the story. Share it with a friend learning English. And don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling English stories every week. Want to improve your English faster? Watch with subtitles and repeat listening daily. Next story is even scarier. Stay tuned.